Sa history, marami ang nalilito kung ano ba ang tunay, ano ba ang kwento. Pakinggan natin ang mga dalubhasa. Intindihin ang kasalukuyan sa pag-aaral ng nakaraan. Tayo na't makilahok sa ating talakayan. Ito ang Historyl, ang katotohanan sa ating kasaysayan at lipunan.
Good day sa atin mga katoto! Welcome na naman sa isang episode ng Historyl, ang katotohanan sa ating kasaysayan at lipunan. Ako po ang inyong host, si John Kevin Samson, at kasama ko po sa programang ito si Mr. Jamaico Ignacio. Good evening, sir!
Good evening, Kevin. Good evening to our listeners, mga katoto. It has been, 2 years since we last...
It has been 2 years. Oo nga, nangako kami. So, nangako kami na merong season 2 ng mid-2022 at ito ay almost second quarter na. Actually, kasi simula na ng second quarter ng 2024. So, mukhang matagal na gintay ang ating mga katoto. Sir Jamaico, bakit nga ba katoto ang tawag natin sa ating mga listeners? Dati listeners lang ba't katoto na?
Di ba, historyl nga tayo, katoto Hanan, di ba?
Totohanan. Alam natin yan na lahat na nakikinig dito sa ating Historyl ay interested lamang sa pawang katotohanan. Kaya mga katoto, sana po ay patuloy ninyong suportahan ang aming podcast, lalo na sa parating, lalo na dito sa ating bagong season, ang season 2 ng Historyl. Oh, grabe, no? So, medyo matagal ang ating huling naging episode. In fact, naalala ko yung huling episode natin, nangako nga tayo, as we were saying in the introduction, mid-2022, pero sobrang daming nangyari ng taon ngayon to the point na ang aming podcast ay ang dami naming plano na magsushoot ng gantong episode, magsushoot sa ganitong araw, iimbitahan ang mga gantong tao. Pero dahil sa mga scheduling problems, dahil sa mga pagbabago sa political landscape, sa educational landscape, marami kaming ginawa na yung podcast ay medyo na usog hanggang sa 2024 na. Sa kabutiang palad, kami ay naririto muli upang maghatid sa inyo ng curious facts at mga fun things to listen to. At tara, pag-usapan na natin, no. Ano nga ba ang nangyari sa atin? Siguro konting recap lang. So noong 2022, isa sa mga makasaysayang pangyayari na naganap sa ating bansa ay ang eleksyon, ang halalan ng national election 2022, kung saan nanalong pangulo si Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. at Vice President Vice President Sara Duterte, who is also currently our DepEd Secretary, no? So, dahil dito, sasabihin na namin sa inyo, mga katoto, kung ano yung aming dahilan, no? Naging abala ang aming movement dahil nang magkaroon ng bagong administrasyon. Siyempre, may mga tao na dating nakakausap namin sila, para sa mga goals ng ating movement, particularly in terms of the curriculum. Kaya lang, dahil sa bagong administrasyon, sila ay napalitan, nawala yung mga key persons na kailangan namin kausapin or kinakausap namin. So, we had to rethink our approach, our strategies in of our movement to achieve our goal. Sa kabutiang palad, in that same just that early within that administration, no, siguro hindi pa natatapos yung taon na 2022 and early 2023, nagkaroon na kaagad ng mga House bill at Senate bill na aligned sa ating goals sa High School Philippine History Movement, sponsored by Representative Franz Castro from
Correct.
the House of Representatives and Senator Robin Hood Padilla from the Senate. So sila
Yes.
yung nagpanukala, di ba? Sila yung mga nagpanukala ng mga curriculum related sa
Correct.
Philippine history sa ating mga
Philippine history
ating kongreso.
Correct.
Yes, tama, no? And then dahil dito, lumakas ang suporta sa pagbabalik ng Philippine history sa ating curriculum. Katunayan, nagkaroon tayo ng mga various groups. Sir Jamaico, sino-sino nga ba ulit ang mga grupo na ito?
Teachers Dignity Coalition has been a powerful movement they're actually a movement consisting of public school teachers, and one of their advocacies, tulad ng sa atin, ibalik yung Philippine history sa high school. But another organization who is, from my view, very influential, the Philippine Historical Association, the largest and from my view, most powerful organization of professional historians and history educators in the country. And a lot of their voice, pinakikinggan sila ng DepEd at ng gobyerno. And thankfully, PHA has collaborated with our movement, the High School Philippine History Movement. And minsan, dinadala nila tayo sa kanilang mga congressional meets. For example, if you recall, we had a meeting with Representative Roman Romulo. That was possible.
That's right.
That was possible through the aid of the Philippine Historical Association. So kumbaga parang kuya natin o ate natin ang Philippine Historical Association. So those two are the major groups.
Tama, para nating mga nakatatandang kapatid itong mga to, no, na dinadala yung ating adhikain sa ating mga politician na may kapangyarihan para paganahin yung mga ganitong usapin, and of course para sa batas ang ganitong mga adhikain natin, no. And dahil sa suporta ng mga grupong ito, particularly siguro yung sa Philippine Historical Association, DepEd actually employed the help of experts such as Dr. Neil Santillan and Dr. Charleston Chua. We know him as Professor Xiao Chua, no?
Yes.
As two of the many consultants for the Matatag curriculum. So Sir Jamaico, siguro isang gist lang, ano na bang updates natin dito sa ating Matatag curriculum?
That's correct. In fact, let me just go back to the time wherein we organized our first academic forum, on-site academic forum, which was held at the Philippine Social Science Center at Diliman, Quezon City. And doon, napakinggan natin sila Dr. Neil Santillan and to an extent Professor Xiao because he visited our academic forum. Now, I don't want to put words in their mouth, pero meron silang mga nabanggit during that time in relation to the creation of this new curriculum called the Matatag curriculum. FYI, for those who are not aware, yung Matatag curriculum, ito yung bagong curriculum na i-implement starting next school year. So may bagong curriculum, yung English, Math, Science, and that includes Araling Panlipunan. With that being said, because of the new curriculum, kasi itong curriculum na to, it was a response to the various feedback in relation to the old K-12 curriculum. Now, itong Matatag na curriculum, revised to, yun nga, in response to the feedback. And one aspect of that feedback is the quote-unquote return of Philippine history in high school. Now, according to what was said in that forum from Dr. Neil Santillan, nung una matigas, ayaw ng mga curriculum experts within DepEd na ibalik yung Philippine history sa high school. Why? Kasi una, sasabihin nila, integrated din naman yung Philippine history in other subjects like world history, Asian history, economics. Pero magdiretsuhan tayo. Pahapyaw lang yun.
Iba yung pag may focus, tama?
Correct. They will go to the main content. Magfo-focus sila dun sa content nila na world history, economics, etc. Hindi mapapalalim yun. Kumbaga, I remember nga, nung nagtuturo ako ng world history dati na K-12, halos di namin mamanggit yung Philippine history dahil kulang kami sa oras at saka gahol kami sa, dami namin ginagawa noon, di namin siya maisingit. With that being said, that's one feedback. And another feedback ay, kung babalikan natin, yung Philippine history, yung teorya or the theory na ini-employ ng DepEd ay ang kung tawagin natin ay expanding horizon theory or expanding horizon framework, right? Rather. So ano yung expanding horizon framework? It is the framework wherein habang lumalaki yung bata developmentally, dapat palawak ng palawak yung inaalam niya sa mundo. Halimbawa, kapag ikaw ay bata, say for example, grade 1 student, focus ka muna, alamin mo about community. Pag ikaw is, say for example, grade 4 or grade 5, focus on the province. Pag grade 6, focus ka sa national history. Grade 7 and 8, around global history, Asian history, then global history, etc. So, because of that theory, sinasabi nila, kung ituturo mo yung Philippine history, say for example, sa high school, taliwas yon sa expanding horizon theory. Sinasabi nila, hindi mo kailangan ituro yung Philippine history sa high school kasi naituro na yun sa grade school, doon sa grade 6 kasi doon nakaswak yung national pagkaalam mo, pagkatuto sa national history. Dapat nakatutok sa high school yung outside the country, like Asia or world. Now, from my perspective as an educator, you don't need the expanding horizon theory to say to a student na kapag grade 7 or grade 8, dapat mag-focus siya sa Asian or world history. Kasi, let's direction natin. Itong mga batang ito, they have cell phones. They can easily know about Korea through their cell phones, through their
Google, oo.
Correct. Kaya etong sinasabi nilang dapat yung high school Asian and world history, medyo hindi ako agree doon. Pwede pa rin palalimin yung Philippine history sa high school level. So, that's one reason why nahirapan yung mga experts natin ibalik yung Philippine history sa high school. Yun nga, yung naniniwala si DepEd na integrated na siya at ikalawa, talo siya dun sa expanding horizon theory na ini-implement ng DepEd. Ang nabanggit ni Professor Neil Santillan ay nagkaroon sila ng compromise. Sige, pwede magkaroon ng Philippine history sa grade 7 pero dapat in accordance to the expanding horizon theory, dapat may halong Southeast Asian history. So, kaya doon pumasok si Philippine and Southeast Asian history. It's a product of compromise from the experts who were more or less nararamdaman nila yung feedback from the ground, from movements such as ours, and binabalanse nila yon doon sa gusto ng DepEd. So, to cut the story short, Philippine and Southeast Asian history is a product of compromise between DepEd and the movements from the ground. With that being said, dahil doon, yung ituturong Philippine and Southeast Asian history ay papasok ngayon sa grade 7 starting 2024, school year 2024-2025.
So ito parating na school year natin. So gagamitin na natin tong curriculum na to. Finally, bumalik na kahit kakaunti, kahit kalahati lang siguro sa mga schools na nagpa-practice ng 4 quarters, yung first and second quarter, Philippine history, and then yung mga trimestral na school, bahala na sila paano nila hatiin sa second sem yung Philippine history tsaka yung Southeast Asian history, so ito yung ating curriculum ngayon, and the way it sounds, you were saying compromise, di ba? So parang ano ba yung kumbaga ito ba ay victory, ito ba ay kumbaga parang nanalo ba in a way, na-achieve ba in a way ng high school Philippine history movement ang kanilang goal? And from here, ano yung next step ng High School Philippine History Movement at lahat ng advocates to return Philippine history sa high school?
From our view, it's a step towards the right direction. For us, it's a step towards our goal. 50% from my view, where we've achieved a lot already. Kasi may tuturo yung Philippine, may intervention na papasok kapag, say for example, naniwala si student na eto classic example natin, si Hitler ay anak ni Rizal, at least may opportunity sa grade 7 Philippine history na mapagsabihan yung mga bata at mapakita yung sources at mahubog yung critical thinking nung bata. But from my view, that's not enough. Remember, the PISA 2018, hindi ko pa isa-cite yung PISA 2022 results. Balikan natin yung PISA 2018 kasi mas malala yung resulta ng PISA 2022. Sa PISA 2018, the Philippines is one of the bottom countries in terms of disinformation belief by 15-year-olds or high school students. At karamihan ng ating mga high school students, according to PISA 2018, ay more often than not naniniwala sa disinformation na lumalabas sa social media. Now, how do you provide interventions for that? One intervention is the one that will be provided in grade 7. But we have to realize a lot also of our students, they need more intervention. Now, we already have intervention sa grade 7. From my point of view, dapat din magkaroon ng intervention sa senior high school. Kasi doon, matanda-tanda na yung mga bata, di na nga bata, yung mga teenagers naman sila, at may kamalayan na sila. I think it's very important na magkaroon ng Philippine history din sa senior high school para may intervention din naman from that aspect. So, if there is a goal for the movement in the future, it's to coordinate with our experts, with DepEd, so that we can have interventions at the senior high school level.
Tama yun, no? And so nakikita natin dito, yung sinabi mo, 50%, no? It's a step towards the right direction. So at least papunta na tayo doon. Pero sabi nga nila, hindi pa tapos ang laban, nagsisimula pa lang. In fact, marami pa rin tayong bubunuin, no? And I think, no, ito'y trabaho na bubunuin ng ating mga bagong officers sa High School Philippine History Movement. So isang pasakali lang, noong January 13, nagkaroon ng annual meeting ang members, no, ng parang National Assembly General Assembly
there you go
ng High School Philippine History Movement, kung saan ang mga bagong officers ng movement ay nahalal, no? So nagkaroon tayo ng mga kandidato at siguro yun na nga, congratulations sa kanila. Siguro sa susunod na mga episodes, yung iba may imbita natin dito, no, para sa ating mga podcast episodes. So congratulations muli sa ating mga bagong officers ng movement at good luck dito sa inyong bagong bubunuing trabaho dahil oo, 'di ba? Kumbaga, kayo lang ang kayo yung magpapatuloy ng sinimulan, no, at mahaba-habang bunuan muli ito from where we stand. So yun lang, pasakali lang, no. Hindi pala natin sila nabanggit nung start of the episode. But of course we have more time for more introductions later on. So
we'll get to know them anyway later on, right?
Oo naman. I think dapat nalaman nila sa mga post natin sa Facebook. Pero so yun nga. So nabanggit nga again, this is the step in the right direction. Pero Sir Jamaica, no, kahit ito ay isang victory, ika nga, I'm sure meron pa ring mga challenges na ipopose yung parang sabi nga natin, half victory. Ano sa tingin mo? Ano yung nape-predict mo na magiging challenges ng nitong bagong curriculum na to hindi lamang to the students but to the teachers who teach it. And especially, I believe, no, sabi mo nga dahil ito'y compromise, I'm sure may mga resistance pa rin even from our fellow history teachers.
I think one of the major challenges ay yung saan ilalagay sa curriculum ng senior high school itong quote-unquote panibagong Philippine history. To give you context, kaya nagkaroon ng kompromiso ng pagkakaroon ng Philippine and Southeast Asian history sa junior high school ay may paglalagyan kasi siya. Kasi ito nangyari. Right now, in the current K-12 curriculum, yung Araling Panipunan curriculum, I know a lot of our listeners know about this, pero just to review. Grade 7 Asian History, Grade 8 World History, Grade 9 Economics, Grade 10 Contemporary Issues. Based from the presentation that was given by Professor Neil Santillan, napag-usapan na yung Asian at World History, if you're going to look at it, they're very much connected. Asian history is world history from our view. Kaya yung Asian history, nasubsume siya under world history. So yung Asian history na dati nasa grade 7, inakyat at minerge sa grade 8. So kumbaga ang mangyayari sa bagong curriculum, sa matatag curriculum, yung grade 8, imbis na world history, ang mangyayari sa kanya, Asian and world history siya. But it will be designed in such a way, seamless yung pagtuturo ng Asian at world history, given the fact that Asian history is world history. So for example, when talking about ancient civilizations, there are 4 known ancient civilizations in the world. Egypt, Mesopotamia, yun yung Iraq and Iran area. Indus Valley or India, that's the third one. And the fourth is the Chinese civilization. If you're going to look at it, 2 are Asian, 2 are sa world. So more or less, pwedeng ikwento yung Asian at world history in such a way connected siya. Imperialism, say for example, can be taught in such a way magkaugnay yung Asian at world history. Say for example, yung pananakop ng mga bansa sa Asia, saan ba nanggaling yung mga mananakop na to? Nanggaling sila sa Europe.
Sa Europe, di ba?
Correct. So you can tell those stories wherein Asia and world are connected na. So yun yung approach, yung design niya. Technically, pwede mo na lang sabihin world history sa grade 8 na may major emphasis sa Asian aspect. So yun. So dahil na iakyat sa grade 8 si Asian history, na bakante si grade 7. Kaya doon pinasok si Philippine and Southeast Asian history. Now, dahil may lugar siya sa junior high, saan yung lugar niya sa senior high school curriculum? Yun yung mahirap kasi kung magdadagdag ka pa ng kurso doon, maghihimagsik na yung mga senior eh. Correct. Maghihimagsik yung senior high kasi mag-overtime, beyond 4 o'clock yung labasan ng mga bata in certain days. So, that's the challenge. Perhaps my suggestion for that one, find subjects na baka pwedeng emerge para kung may mabakante, doon ipasok yung quote-unquote Philippine history for senior high school students. Ang maganda dyan ay wala pang solid na matatag curriculum for senior high. Ang sabi ni Dr. Neil, habang hindi pa lumalabas yung senior high school curriculum for matatag curriculum, magpadala ng liham yung movement sa DepEd, including a copy of the video of our academic forum last January para mapag-isipan nila na ipasok yon. So, there's a challenge, but we also have a recourse for that one kasi sabi nila Dr. Santillan, pwede nila tayo tulungan.
Yun. Actually, yung isa pang challenge dyan, no? Speaking of subjects na bibitawan, alam naman natin na maliban sa challenge na nga na integrate, pagsolo-solohin ang mga topics, ang mga division of topics sa Aralin Panlipunan. Of course, it will also be extra challenging to tell other subject areas, no? Whether in junior high school or in senior high school, to budge, to move, di ba? So imaginein mo na lang yon kung challenging na hati-hatiin, ipwesto ang mga subject, ang mga topics ng iisang subject area, which is ang Araling Panlipunan sa mga grade levels. Paano pa pag sila na ay makikiusap sa ibang mga subject areas para kumilos, no?
Correct.
Ang mga bagay na to ay alam naman natin na minsan aminin natin bilang I myself, no, as an English teacher, sometimes minsan ayokong mag-budge kasi syempre ito yung feeling ko dapat ituro ng mga or dapat matutunan ng mga mag-aaral. So minsan nahihirapan. And yung convenience, no. Tapatin natin 'yan. It will be very inconvenient to make changes again, to make movements again, no. For something na hindi tayo sigurado, for something uncertain. Pero I guess that's the challenge, especially in this kind of gagamitin ko yung words na ginamit nung isang malaking pamantasan nung pandemic in a VUCA world, no. Sana tama ako, no, yung volatile, uncertain, changing, and letter A na word. Kalimutan ko yung
Parang alam ko yung malaking pamantasan na yan.
Yung pamantasan na yan, no. Hindi ko po binanggit kasi syempre, 'di ba? Hindi pa namin napag-usapan ang kanilang participation sa podcast na to.
Okay.
Siguro last question na lang, no, Sir Jamaico. Wish mo na lang yung siguro ano yung with everything that's being said, yung the journey with the journey that you have, that the movement has gone through para makaabot dito, our little victories, the challenges that our movement still has to face, that the new set of officers has to face. Ano na lang yung wish mo, Sir Jamaico? Siguro tungkol sa bagay na ito.
Obviously, yung a big aspect of that is having Philippine history in senior high school, because I think we're gearing towards that direction as well. And at the same time, a lot of people who support us, a lot of people who support this movement, at marami sila. Marami talaga silang or rather, mas malaki ang kanilang paghanga sa mga gumagalaw o nagpapagalaw sa movement na to. Hindi tayo aabot ng 60,000 plus sa ating petition kung wala tong suporta. Siguro yung wish ko na lang ay sana ma-meet natin yung expectations ng mga kapwa natin mga Pilipino, dahil ginagawa natin ito para mapaglingkuran natin yung bayan. Ginagawa natin ito para mas mapalakas natin yung ating yung pagiging makabayan ng ating mga kabataan, kasi gusto natin maintindihan nila yung mga aral ng mga nakaraan na walang halong distortion, at maintindihan nila ito na maayos para magamit nila ito para matulungan nila yung bayan nila at mahubog ito tungo sa isang mas maunlad na kinabukasan. Isa yun. At ikalawa ay sana yung ating mga aktibong nagpapatakbo ng movement na to, tulad na, mag-name drop na ako, tulad nila Ma'am Gemma, nila Jero, nila Julian, nila Ma'am Ana. Marami sila na talagang nagbuhos ng kanilang dugot, pawis, pati na rin kaluluwa upang mapatakbo yung ating movement. Dahil rito, ang isang malaking wish ko ay sana maramdaman ng ating mga kasamahan, pati na rin ikaw, Kevin, na this is all worth it. And I think we're heading towards that direction. And that's my wish. Maramdaman ninyo na may ambag tayo, hindi lang para sa ating sarili, pero para sa ating bayan.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Ignacio, no? Sir Jamaico, sa inyong wish. Tama ka dyan, no? Pasasaan pa at makakamit din natin ang layunin ng ating organisasyon. Nation building, ika nga, isa ito sa mga nais nating makamit through the teaching of Philippine history to high school students, both junior high school and senior high school. And we could only wish that hopefully one day our desires and our goals will not be, as they say, the rest is history, no? Maraming salamat po, Sir Jamaico, sa inyong pakikipag-usap sa akin at maraming salamat sa ating mga katoto ngayong gabi. Sana po ay meron kayong natutunan sa ating talastasan. Muli, ako po ang inyong lingkod na si Kevin Samson at ito ang History Reel, ang katotohanan sa ating kasaysayan at lipunan. Maraming salamat po. Paalam!
Paalam po. Thank you very much po sa inyong lahat.
Bye-bye!